Are you ready to unleash your full potential and become unstoppable in your success and leadership?
Welcome to the Unleashed and Unstoppable podcast, where we provide powerful insights and strategies for coaches, corporate leaders, and entrepreneurs. I'm Alexanne Carter.
And I'm Carol Register, and we're certified master neurocoaches who are passionate about helping you overcome your limiting beliefs and optimize your performance.
Each week, we'll be sharing actionable tips and strategies using neuroscience, from interviews with industry experts to solo episodes, to help you lead a life of power, purpose, and possibility on your own terms.
Join our community of like-minded individuals. Hit subscribe now, and let's be unleashed and unstoppable together. Hey, here we are again. We are so excited to be back with you. You know we are. We talk about this each and every week. Why? Because this is all about being unleashed and unstoppable. And today our special guest is a powerhouse leader. This woman rocks the world. She makes things happen on a huge level. We all got the privilege of going through leadership together. And these two lovely ladies I'm with have taken leadership and put it on steroids and done it in a way that is absolutely unleashed and unstoppable. And we're bringing this to you today so that you can do the same in your life. And we're going to dive deep. We're going to really look at what it takes to take a vision that you have and make it come to life and start to actually live it out. So welcome, Ebtehal. We're so glad to have you. Thank you for being here with us today. Will you share a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Carol and Alex. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to join you both in your podcast. Thank you again. My name is Ebtehal Badawi, and I'm an artist, international artist. I started an initiative called Building Bridges to create connection, to teach acceptance and love in schools and university, in different community. And I love connecting with different people from different background. It's like it opened my heart, hearing different story from different people of all walk of life. And through 5 years, I've been doing this initiative.
Wow.
And it opened a lot of doors. I met different people and how to use art to build these bridges of love and acceptance.
Wow.
Wow, Ebtehal. I know for when I was sharing with Carol and I was sharing with you earlier, Ebtehal, when I think of somebody who is so committed to their vision,
Yeah.
and I mean, who truly embodies the fact that their vision is achievable, and that, you know, it's done, it's happened, right? And we speak often about vision and the power of having a powerful vision, but I'd really love for you to unpack, like, how do you go about it? Because your success is inevitable. You're a beautiful example of someone who has a clear vision and takes aligned, committed action every single day. I mean, and I've watched your journey over the last couple of years, and I know not every day is easy for you. I know that you some days are up to some big challenges and obstacles, and yet no matter what, you stay committed. And this is powerful. We know with the neuroscience of success and really creating results, this is really important. And yet we also know how easy it is for our brain to want to stay safe, right? And want to take the easy road out. You are a beautiful example of someone who is almost like dame mas, right? Like, throw more obstacles my way, right? And just the way that you do it with ease and flow, in my experience of you, is you don't let anything get in your way. You don't let anything let you down. And I know there's so many of our listeners, and I know myself included, you know, there's just some of those days where I'm like, I think, you know, if Ebtehal could do it, then I can, right? Like, it's just that you make it look really easy, but I'm sure some days it isn't. And I'd love to understand, like, what is the process you go through so that you do stay consistently committed to that vision, and you yeah, take any obstacle that comes with you with ease and flow and just to stay grounded because it really is. It's so easy to want to throw in the towel, right? Like some
Yeah.
days I can imagine are more challenging than others, but yet you, in my experience again as view, is like you get up and you're so clear on that vision and you stay committed. So what I guess what is your secret and to be able to stay so committed to that?
Thank you so much. So the secret is self-love. I feel that self-love
Mm-mm.
is the foundation of any vision. If you have that self-love,
Mhm.
you really can ask yourself, what do you want? What I really want. When you have that self-love, it make it clear to see the path. What
Mm.
do I want is that question. What I really want. What's that
Mm.
thing that I've been wanting to do all my life and fear it just hold me back.
Wow.
The secret is self-love. That's
Mm.
what it all started. Self-love, self-love, self-love.
It's so
Wow.
powerful. I mean, for those of you who may be aware, we'll remind you that hosting a worthy book club, of which both Alex, Leanne, and Ebtehal are powerhouse leaders within the group. And it is about putting on our worthiness and being worthy, not just putting it on, but sometimes we have to learn to step into those shoes and put our oxygen masks on first. And so, when you talk about self-love, Abdahal, first, I just want to share with our audience, you're an incredible artist. And the Building Bridges movement is based on one of the pieces of your art that has been instrumental in saving lives, stopping bullying, and helping people from diverse cultures to know that they matter, that they're worth it, and that we're all connected. Your other pieces of art are incredible. You happen to have run marathons. Now you're training for an Ironman, right? Or an Iron Woman with the swimming and biking. You host an event in Pittsburgh annually with the mayor, with the city government, and, really put on an event about building bridges, as well as the work that you're doing in schools and universities. So, I want to share that with our audience because, when you say self-love, wow, that is foundational. Why is that so foundational? Why is self-love so important in order for your vision to come to pass?
No. Why? Because you can't, if you don't love yourself enough, you will not give yourself that chance to fail. You will not give that chance for you to try something new. Just go for it. Take the risk. I love myself enough to give myself a chance, to give myself to take a risk. That's what is for me is self-love whenever I fail or someone fail when they have that foundational of self-love, they they can tap themselves on the shoulder. It's okay. It's okay. We don't know how to do this, and it's okay. What else can I do? Who else can I reach out? What else is possible? It opened these doors that without self-love we can't even imagine that there is a door that hold the magic behind it.
Wow. Yeah. Having that magic behind the door, I really appreciate what you said. When you love yourself, you allow yourself to take risks, you allow yourself to
Yeah.
fail. And we talk about that. Alex, Leanne, and I talk all the time because fail is first attempt in learning. And instead of the fear that often goes along with that, oh no, the judgment, the lack of external approval,
Mm.
well, you're just leaning right into that. It's that internal approval. It's okay if I go and I try this and it doesn't work out. It's okay if I go and I try this and I learn something new on the way and I don't have it figured out yet. And Alex Leanne, I don't know about you, but this totally makes me want to know when you're in this place of self-love and you're really leaning into giving yourself permission to take these kind of risks, how do you handle it when the obstacles do come up? Does your self-love stay firm? What happens when the doubts hit because our brain's going, hey, you're not safe right now. This is not okay.
So absolutely, there's life. It's all about obstacles. It's like it's not linear. It's just go up and down. Whenever these obstacles come, I be honest, it's really hard. Some days, there's days I cry it out. Some days I walk it out and connect with nature and breathing. Like I believe like nature and breathing, going back to Mother Earth, it can connect us back to our heart and it's clear these doubts, these negativity of I can't do this. No one want to do this. No one is saying yes. I hear no and no and no and no. No, no, no all the way. And with going back to nature, walking, breathing, swimming, any yoga, any type of physical activity, it's just it clear your mind and you can see clearly, what can I do next? And asking that question is my mantra. What else is possible?
Wow.
Yeah. And I love that you're diving in or sharing, right, openly what is going on. I think it's so important to understand. A lot of times with high achievers and we're in these high risk situations and we're going and going, going, we're not creating that space for that pause, right? We're not creating that space to allow our brain from this like high cortisol release, like reactive brain to really get to that reactive brain or sorry, not the reactive, to get to that creative thinking part of our brain, which getting the body moving, being outside can really contribute to supporting and getting to that grounded place, right? That's where we're getting to. And being open and asking the question, right? Like the quality of your question determine the quality of your life. So for you to like just be automatic and just saying, what is possible? What is next? Right? Like just even the way you ask the question, right? It's that it's open versus like the sort of like restrictive, like, oh no, what is next, like as a bad thing, but you're opening up the path of like, okay, where do I get to go? And we know when it comes to neuroscience, when we're able to open up the brain, and again, we have that clear vision on where we want to go, right? The reticular activating system is working for us, we're grounded, and now we're open to receive where we could possibly go next, right? And it is that the gift of that pause and the silence that what's here's, or that's what I'm hearing you say, Ebtehal, right? It's like that's really where you're going. So I'm curious to know for you, is this like a regular practice that you have to get yourself grounded in that every single day, or it's more of a when you're up against that resistance that you're like, okay, your automatic is like, okay, this is a signal that I now get to go outside, do some yoga, go for a walk.
So I have a morning routine. My morning is sacred to me, and I start my morning.
I'm
My
so right there
morning
with you.
My morning routine is very sacred for me. I am a morning person and I have my morning routine is like praying, waking up, praying, doing mirror work. I'm like with Louise Hay. I did it before in the past and now I'm doing it again. And writing 3 things I'm grateful for every single day, just connecting with that gratitude. And before even waking up out of bed, I learned that I be grateful for my bed, for my pillow, and just, having, I'm grateful this bed is so comfy. This pillow, just like these simple things that we take for granted. Oh, this pillow, I'm so lucky that I have this bed, that I have this pillow, that I'm warm, and then start the day Some days I go very fast. I don't do that, and but most of the day I try to do my morning routine, writing this. And before in the past, I used to walk daily in nature and taking pictures of things.
Mm,
And every single day,
I
I
love
see
that.
something that I never seen before, like
Mm,
insect walking, flower, and like a tree, a leaf. I used to
mhm.
do that every day. Now I'm not doing it like the past. I want to go back and do it. And after that, I go back home and I start writing a blog. It's called The Pulse of My Life. And
Wow.
it really come to me like I feel the words going through me whenever I have my walk and my morning routine and in nature. And it all come to me. And then some days I paint with the blog. So I combine art with the blog, and it's all come together at the same day. Like I don't know what will come. I don't know what words will come to me. I don't know what kind of painting I will get or a sketch. So morning routine for me is very sacred. Whenever I'm planning a big event or a big thing, some days I don't get to do my full morning routine. And
Mm,
then, I feel that overwhelmed, frustrated. Then I go and do breathing. I do theta healing.
mm.
I got a theta healing certificate, so I practice theta healing on myself,
Wow.
trying to do these breathing technique, clearing, going back to the limiting belief, what's behind it, and clear that so I can see clearly what's going on. Some days it's easy to see, some days I can't even see, just like overwhelmed. I can't even breathe. So I give myself grace to feel my
Mm,
feelings and then
mm.
take that pause and then go.
Wow. It's so powerful when you give yourself that pause and that place to feel the feelings when they come up. It's one of the things that Alex and I talk about with the neuroscience. If we're just going fast and trying to move past it and not take the time to acknowledge whether it's the fear, the frustration, the overwhelm, the doubt, whatever it is that may be coming up, then we're simply allowing it to go back right back into our subconscious, where it's still driving the ship, it's still operating. Over
Yes.
90% of our decisions come from what's in our subconscious without our awareness. But by simply taking the pause and allowing yourself to feel that from a neuroscience perspective is incredibly powerful, because then you're actually taking that limiting belief, moving it into your conscious mind where it can be neutralized and erased, which is what you're doing through then the theta healing. And theta healing, I know, is very deep. I'm assuming you're talking about that brain wave. We have different brain waves, including beta, where we are now. Alex Leon and I practice brain priming in the alpha state of our brains and in the theta state as well, of our brains, which is a part of that rewiring process that we teach and that we use. And, then there's gamma now, which they're finding out more information about gamma. So really going to that deep level, that theta level, is where you can do some powerful and magnificent work to retrain your subconscious. And the evidence is everywhere. You're leaning into creativity. Creativity happens in the healing side of the brain. It's very powerful for healing. So if you're listening, this woman is walking evidence of these practices. And Ebtehal, this is why we see the evidence of all these things in your life, in the things that happened for you, in your connections, in the level of leadership and the effort that you put in. And you have dealt with rejection on an incredible level. And I especially appreciate this about Jamie Kern Lima's story in the book Worthy. I'd love for you to lean into that, what it was like to receive some of those rejections and how this work has helped you to be able to keep going in the face of those things, keep having the faith, keep having the belief in the vision that you have.
Thank you so much. I love the book. It's absolutely amazing. We are in chapter 13 now, and about rejection, it always like hard for me whenever, I receive a rejection. In the book, she talk about that, and she talk about redefine the meaning of rejection to you. And one of the things that I love she shared, rejection is God's way of protecting you. And sometimes it's not the right time. You're not ready for this. And it took me so long to understand that God is preparing me for something new, something I don't know what is it, and I get to lean into joy and creativity and keep asking what else is possible, who is there can contribute to me and who I can contribute to, because we're living in this life together and we can't bridges is for me is a metaphor, so we can't build a bridge by ourselves. We get to have a lot of people to build these bridges together, and some bridges are easy to build, some bridges are hard to build, and some bridges we can't even imagine how can we build these bridges with people are totally different, and we still can be curious and ask, how can we build a bridge today together?
Wow.
I love that question. It's a powerful, powerful question. And in any situation to ask yourself, right? In relationships and partnerships with your colleagues, right? I think just going in with that curiosity and question is really powerful. Now, Ebtehal, I'm really curious, you share like your secret is this self-love and really being able to pat yourself on the back and looking yourself in the mirror, like with the mirror work that you're doing, and just really a lot of that internal, right? And there's a lot of high achievers that often will look for the outside of validation, right? Will actually look outside them for the permission and things like that. Is that something that you used to experience? And I'm curious if that was like, what happened to shift into really realizing it's really about me and it's about me internally and me loving me. And I don't need to look outside of me for that permission to go out there and create my vision.
I'm an artist. So when I create an art and share it, it's like I'm sharing my heart to people.
Yeah.
When I write a blog, I'm sharing part of me to the world.
Yeah.
It's so personal and so deep level to able to share. And for me, I took before a class, and that it took two classes. One class, the teacher told us to close our eyes and draw it like lines, different lines. And when we open our eyes, he said, connect the line together. And I got a new painting called Expression. And it was in black and white. He loved it. He said,
wow,
I want you to put it in color. I put it in color and it was like this. And then he told me, it will be amazing if you can print it large. I told him, okay, and I didn't do anything about it. And then another teacher, when I show her the same art, she said, it's not that good. So, and it's like people have their different opinion, and it's okay. Some people will love what you do, and some people will not love what you do. And then years pass. I met with the superintendent, and I show him that art. He told me, I love it so much. I want you to print it as big as you can. 50 feet, 50 by 40.
Wow.
And I did. And it's in the school. And thousand of students pass by it every single day and see it. And then I just like, oh my God, that other teacher, she said she doesn't like it. And it's okay. I like her. I like the other teacher, but she, like everyone have different opinion. And it's okay. How can
Yeah.
we receive these feedback without holding, uh, like resentment or a grudge? Just make it neutral. It's all information, and we can't use it against us. It's information. We can take it, we can work with it, or we can just simply leave it.
Wow. The being able to really recognize that contrast of how, two liked it and one didn't, and being okay with that, right? And recognizing not everybody is going to like it, not everybody is going to not like it, right? That you can put your work out there and let it be received by those who are meant to receive it. And now here it is hanging in the school, as you said, with thousands of students walking by and seeing it every day because you were willing to take the action and put it out there and then be okay with the result of that. I think that's incredibly powerful. And how often are we okay with putting ourselves out there and letting the result be what it is? And recognizing that, that it may not be the right timing, as you were saying. It may not be meant for you in that moment, that it can be also a protection. The rejection can be a protection in that very moment and at that very time. And the ways that we can shift our thinking and frame our thinking to be able to write the story in our life that we really want to write, and to be able to accomplish the things that we want to accomplish. Speaking of which, I know a huge part of what you're doing is about your why. And I'd love for you to share more about your why on building bridges.
Thank you so much. And my why for building bridges, it started 5 years ago. My son came one of the hockey practices when he was younger, and he shared that he got, racism comments, and it was devastated for me as a mom, as a parent, to hear that. And eventually they apologized to him. The same year, I saw a Syrian refugee was beaten up in one of the high schools here in Pittsburgh. I also thought, how can someone beat someone and don't call for help? And I also thought of the other kid. What did he, say to my son? What's the reason? And I really thought, how can I use my art to heal? How can I bring everyone together? And that was my intention. It was a tiny, small sketch like this. And 5 years ago, and I shared that sketch with my son principal in the past. His name is Mr. Como. I always say his name because he was my first yes. And I shared with him. I told him, I believe if we display this in the school, it will uplift the students. He said, yes, let's get the approval of the superintendent. I asked him, where is his office? I'm going to go to him. And I just went to him and I asked him, and he said yes.
Wow, so powerful. And so, right from the very get-go, building bridges was about pausing the bullying and the divisiveness and the racial comments that were going on, and using your art, as you said, to connect people. This is incredible, Ebtehal. Thank you so much for the work that you do. for what you're putting yourself out there doing. Um, Alex Leanne, do you have anything to say? I want to ask her about what she's got planned for the future.
That was my question. I was like, all right, Ebtehal, I know we're heading into 2025, or actually, when we're live, this episode will be 2025. So, what is in store for you for 2025? Where are you taking your vision now?
Where I'm taking my vision now. I just created a new design for the Turkey Trot race. I'm so excited. I know this will be before 25, but it's like it's opened new doors. I don't know in 25 what this will create, but it's a shirt that have a turkey and it's on the bridge and on his head a gratitude symbol to like he's grateful. He's a very grateful turkey carrying a box of donation to give to everyone building these bridges with neighbors, and 7,000 people will come joining family, different people from different walk of life. I'm so excited. And for 2025, I have my art of building bridges at the Frick Museum here in Pittsburgh. It's still gonna be there. Thank you. It's still gonna be there until March. So if you're visiting Pittsburgh or if you know someone in Pittsburgh, they can come and see the art and write on a piece of paper or draw how they build bridges. And they will display it there in the museum. Different people, different kids are hanging their art or their words in the museum. They have a magnet board, so you can do that if you ever visit Pittsburgh. And I'm planning to do our third annual of Building Bridges Day. I still don't have a day. It will be in August, and creating different events in different university with different students from different high schools. And I'm so excited, and I always keep asking what else is possible.
It's such a great question, isn't it, Alex? And what else is possible?
Yeah.
And like you were talking about earlier, just keeping your mind open to this is so amazing. And I'm pretty sure you've gotten some other awards. I want to say some other museums have recognized you, if I remember correctly. And well,
Yes,
yeah,
true.
go ahead.
Yes, I got an award from Hello Neighbor. They're a nonprofit here in Pittsburgh that welcome refugee immigrants to settle, and they're a big nonprofit here in Pittsburgh. And I just received an award of the neighbor activists. So I'm honored to receive that award.
And I want to
Congratulations,
say
Ebtehal.
the mayor's office has an art gallery where you've also been featured. Is that right?
Yes, the mayor wife have this initiative called Pittsburgh Paint, where they have each month different theme. So in the past, I had several of my artwork display at the mayor office and at City Hall.
Wow. And I remember being able to meet with the mayor's wife with you. That was really lovely and such an enjoyable experience. And by the way, Ebtehal has an amazing TED Talk. So we'll definitely love to have that link in the show notes. What's a way that we can get a hold of you, and how can we support you in the work that you're doing?
Thank you so much. You can connect with me in any of my social media platform, that dot Ebtehal, Ebtehal Badawi. I am in all social media, and you can connect and you can share how you build bridges between people. I love to hear from you. How do you do that? You can send me your art. You can share a video. I always ask that question. Now 5,000 people across Pittsburgh and beyond share how they do it, and add that symbol brushstroke to connect us together.
Wow. Wow. So
Incredible.
exciting. Yes. And when's your Ironman coming up that you're training for? I know you had some injuries, but
I'm gonna sign up in December. I'm gonna do it in September next year, and I'm taking it slowly because I didn't pause and I got a shin splint that
oh,
make me pause.
yes,
So
those
now
are
I'm
painful.
recovering. Yes, it is so painful, and I'm recovering and listening to my body, giving myself self-love and giving myself that pause and time to train slowly. It will still
Mm,
be there, and
yeah.
I'm gonna be ready for it this time.
Oh, so exciting.
Ebtehal, I think the last question I have, and I know this is often a question we ask our guests, is for you, what is the one thing for our listener to take away for them to be unleashed and unstoppable in their vision and their endeavors and what they're up to in 2025?
What else is possible? What else is possible? That's my mantra, and I always keep asking because when you start asking that question, the obstacle start to melt.
Mm,
Yeah.
When you see an obstacle in front of you, this is something is impossible to achieve. You come and ask that question, what else is possible?
mm.
Then the universe start opening new doors. So in 2025, before you write your goals on that paper and having that intention, ask yourself, what else is possible? And write your goals for 2025. Happy New Year, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you
Wow.
so much.
Thank you so much. What else is possible? Yes, yes, yes. Alex, Leanne, I know you've used up your voice this week, and um, we both are getting better and better from little colds that we have gotten. We really want you to ask this week, what else is possible? Put it on a post-it note, stick it on your computer, your laptop, on your bathroom mirror, on your refrigerator, and ask yourself throughout the day, what else is possible? Thank you so much for being here. We are so glad to have you. We're so glad to have you, Ebtehal, to bring your light and to share so many golden nuggets with us today. And we will see you next week. We are so excited to see you again. Ciao for now.
Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.
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 Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Unleashed Unstoppable podcast with your hosts, Alexandra Carter and Carol Register.
If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating and review and subscribe.
That's all for this episode, Wildly Ambitious Leaders. See you next week.